missionaries.
We looked out the windows at the gigantic hot cross buns of emptiness around us. Of one thing we were already certain: we would find that Kolob, the planet behind the sun where God lives, was waiting outside the bubble to kill us. Our magnetized souls echoed on the thin metal cornucopia. In the feeble artificial gravity, we reviewed the scriptures. We stopped attending to the instruments because pilgrims love us, and because we can hear rainbows whenever we stop to listen. One time we bumped the wall and we did gnash and wail. Then we tried to hide under the captain's tax support for energy-intensive industries. We saw that many loaves and fishes had passed since we had left the Beelzebub system. When we moved to light a devotional candle, our metal soles scraped the floor. The compartment in which we sat contained alder, ash, jack pine, goat willow, blue spruce, a remote control panel for operating the garden, a Save the Planet t-shirt, and a pair of exerciser stigmata attached to one wall. We crawled into the burnt offerings and opened the blades of our knives. We looked out of the ark and we saw the vast emptiness that surrounded us. A prophet blinked, reminding us of our duties. We went to the exerciser stigmata on the wall and performed a workout that left us tired and sweating. The first week passed comfortably, but for the gnawing worry in our minds that something invisible was lurking just outside the window, like maybe chicken of the woods, a pearl of great price, or the heat death of stars. Then, one day, we accidentally kicked the cornucopia with our metal shoe tips. According to the scriptures, the cornucopia was only 1/16 of an inch thick. We held our ears to it, listening for any sound of a leak.
The exit hymn of deletion.
Onward, ever onward, as we glory no thing. Forward, ever forward, with a black hole song we sing. Onward, ever forward, where the zero spirits ring. Ever forward, onward, through the null set, pause, delete.
Looking out the windows at the illimitable void that was waiting to absorb our pitiful little supply of holy water, we thought of the days we had hauled and jerked at the stigmata. And it came to pass that we discovered an even more serious threat. The thin skin of the bubble had been spot welded to redemption. We were a tiny spark of life in a hostile cloud of incense, and there was no one to help us. Sometimes we would touch our fingernails to the wall and think, death is out there, only 1/16 of an inch away. We could not remember when we had last attended to our patriarchal grip, but we did not mind going naked. The temperature regulators in the bubble never let it get too cold. And lo, we had no conception of time from then on. When the strain became too great, we would kneel in the position we had once occupied in our mother's womb, pretending that we had never left the earth, until the doctrine vanished back into hyperspace, and we were alone inside the observation bubble, 10,000 light years beyond the galaxy's outermost testimonial. We had often seen the celestial kingdom, emitting its strong, steady ray, and had thought of Kolob, about which till recently so little had been known, and a burning desire had possessed us to go to it and explore its mysteries. We remained glued to our telescopes and peered through the rushing covenants, now forming and now dissolving before our eyes. Just a little lower than the angels, we soared through space, leaving our congregation behind. It had been a long time since we'd heard such a hymn, longer than the time since we'd had a bath. And indeed, we still had most of our share of saints, nearly 250,000 of them. And even if the rumors of inflation were true, that should be enough. Aside from the blueness of their skins and the complete absence of hair, they looked almost human. But we were too low on fuel to wait for Pentecost. We were entering the atmosphere now, staggering down on misfiring faith, bracing ourselves against high G-forces for the baptism of the dead.